You know, I've had just enough alcohol to turn the camera on probably when I shouldn't. I couldn't find my family. They're somewhere in there. Then Yumiko told me anyway. She said, just find yourself something to eat. She knew what happened. She knew I'd just lose myself there. She said, find yourself something to eat, and we'll catch up later. See, the way it works is, she's a mother. Molly and I were having an interesting conversation today. Let me put the camera down here, if I can make it prop up. Molly and I were having a conversation earlier today about this very subject, because the roles of women and men are very different here in Japan, very distinct. And as a mother, Yumiko's all about her child at this point in her life. And, you know, as it should be, you know, as it is for me, but in a different way. So, this is probably the last year it's going to be like that. Before we were married, Yumiko was very, you know, people really think I'm anybody that walks by, because they can't see the camera. It really looks like I'm just talking to myself. But okay, I'm eating okonomiyaki and chatting with you. So, up until this year, it really was kind of like two different worlds. Well, up until the end of this year, it will be like that. But before, Yumiko and I have been together a long time. We were very close before. And so I'm not too worried about it. I think this is one good thing about having waited so long to have kids. Check this out. Train over the water. Shimizu River there. Isn't that nice? My okonomiyaki, drinking a beer, drinking a Budweiser of all things. Can you believe that? Yeah, I got a Budweiser. Cool. So she and I have been, we were together for a long time, but then we're kind of separated now in terms of, not in that way, in terms of our devotion to our daughter. I mean, I'm devoted to bringing the money in, the lion's share of the money into the household, and Yumiko's devoted to the day-to-day care of family and the family. It works out. Trust me, it does. And that's about to come to an end, though, because Emily is about to leave the 6th grade, leave elementary school, and begin junior high school, at which point she will enter her own world. And it will again have time for Yumiko and I. We'll have more time for one another again. It's a curious thing. She and I have been talking about it. And, like, what will it be like next year at this time? I'm sure Emily... The reason we're here tonight is that we're at a festival downtown. You can hear the music. Emily and Yumiko are there. Emily's dancing with her alumni group. Yumiko's watching over every move, got there with a water bottle. She's taking care of stuff, you know, networking with moms, taking care of everything to see that it goes smoothly. Next year, Emily won't come here for her alumni group. She'll come here with her little girlfriends. And when she does that, Yumiko and I will be on our own at that point. We'll basically be set free. And we'll be here probably as well, but we won't be here with Emily. Emily will be with her little friends. Well, it'll be an opening of a new world in a way. A world that we once had, that we will have again. And I had lunch with my wife today, and we talked about a lot of things. And I was asking her, you know, so as at the end of this year, you'll basically be, your liberty will be returned in a way. Not that it was ever voluntarily, not that it was ever anything but voluntarily given up in the first place. What would you like to do? And she told me a couple of things. She said, well, I don't really know. You know, I have to think about it. You know, maybe try to improve some skill set, learn something. She says, I'm not like you, Kurt. I can't be entertained by nothing. She knows me so well. Come on, another train. Isn't that great? Oh, okay, where is it? There it is. Train over the water. Isn't that great? This is really good. Okonomiyaki, by the way, is from a dish from the Osaka, Kobe area that down there. It's like a Japanese pancake in a way. Really delicious. You can get them, really good ones here at the festivals. I don't usually like them too much, but I had a craving for one. I mean, I used to like them when I lived in Osaka. I ate them all the time. They're really good, John. Up here, I've had something else with them. Just like Budweiser. You know, I don't drink that much anymore, but tonight I felt like one. I felt like okonomiyaki. Hey, don't want to see my leg. So, you know, those changes are in the way. There's a splashing fish. Fish back there jumping in the river. I wonder if you can see the ripples. There's some ripples right there in the middle. big fish. I don't know what they are. We're very close to the harbor mouth, to Shimizu Bay there. I put the camera this way for a bit. Pardon me, I'm belching. Another thought on my mind. I was just at the festival while I was deciding what to eat, what food to have. I saw a wheelchair coming at me. But it wasn't a normal wheelchair. You know how there's normal wheelchairs? Normal. You know, shaped like a chair. The wheels, that kind of thing. It wasn't one of those. It was one of those really custom sophisticated deals that the occupant can't sit up straight. They have to recline in a way. They have to hold them back, their bodies back, hold their body back, and it's got all kinds of contraptions. Just very seriously bodies with that are, you know, what's the word I want to say? Seriously disabled? It sounds so simple. That's what I mean. That's what it is, though, right? And the occupant was a man, probably in his early 30s. If you didn't know otherwise, you would think he was able-bodied. He looked body seemed very sound and very fit. You know, sometimes people, and I know this may be bordering on sensitive topic, but I think it's, you know, it's one you can talk about. It's important. You know, sometimes people like that. If your body is, if you're not using your muscles, they atrophy in a way, and your body sometimes are. I used to work with severely handicapped individuals with cerebral palsy that were in wheelchairs, and their bodies were, you know, contorted in certain manners. You know, hands were collapsed and the like, and we had them in the wheelchairs, and their bodies were like that. And you're more used to that. And this man didn't seem like that. It seemed like he had been healthy and then was no longer healthy, and in a wheelchair in a very serious state. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and the words passed across the space there. I don't know. I mean, since I worked with the people for 6 years like that, and I was very close to my 6 clients. Not 6 years, 4 years. Very close to them. Dick, Richard, Sylvia, Jose, Neil, and Diane. They really influenced my life. I don't know, maybe I feel like I have a connection in a way with people that are on that side of life. Hear the splashing? Something flashed between our eyes. Maybe it was just my imagination. And I was reminded of how truly unfair life is. There is no fairity. I'm coining a new word, but there is no fairity. There is no equity, no magnanimity. You know, being born, there's no guarantee of a long life, good health, companionship, reasonable disposition. Functioning social skills, love of life, or even a basic interest in the fact of being there is just here. It really is like a poker game. You get the hand you're dealt with and you deal with it. You know, tonight I forgot all my technology. I can't do what I like to do in terms of vlogging. And you just go with it. Now, it's such a pitiful comparison to someone in a wheelchair, to say my example of vlogging. But if you just erase away the utter, stupidity of the comparison that I'm making, and just look at the example, that you find the thing, and you move forward. And that man was moving forward. And I was thinking about how he had made the decision perhaps to come out and be in the festival amidst all these people that would stare at him and look at him, and the children who would have never seen anybody like that. But he did it anyway, to be amidst the revelry and to hear the music and to feel the warm summer air and the squawk of the vendors hawking whatever things they're selling, and passing perhaps a glance of a foreigner who may have something akin to understanding, or perhaps not. Big fish jumping. That's courage. I really admire that man for doing that. His resolve was an inspiration to me. I'm grateful for what blessings I have. All the time I have left. Good fortune of, whatever good fortunes there are. A lot of them. I won't begin to name them because it's just a futile thing to begin listing your things. There's a woman coming all by herself. I'm not going to talk for a second. I want to make her nervous. Now she's with a dude. I could have talked. I'm just about done with my okonomiyaki. One or two more bites. Let's finish this up. Finish our Budweiser. Really good. Yeah. When you come to Japan, look for okonomiyaki vendors. Festivals. Or if you're down in the Osaka area, lots of stores. There's a woman coming out of a bar. Just wonder why I'm talking to myself. Turn the camera. And make what we can of the time that we have, and the love that we have, and the opportunities, and whatever peace we can find. Eat for sustenance, and live for those moments. I did it.